The morning sun shone brightly over Nkwere, a small Igbo village surrounded by lush green hills. Children's laughter filled the air as they ran through the dusty paths, carrying small wooden toys. Smoke from cooking fires rose gently, blending with the aroma of roasted yams. The villagers greeted each other warmly, starting their day with smiles and hope. A modest clay house at the edge of the village, the Obi family sat down for breakfast. Matsi Obi, a tall and sturdy farmer with a kind face, shared roasted yams and palm oil with his wife, Ada, and their 3 children, Chidima, Emeka, and little Afani. The family's laughter echoed as they teased each other over their meal. Matsi Obi leaned back in his wooden chair and addressed his children. "Remember, my children, hard work and honesty are the roots of a good life. Beware of those who promise wealth without effort." Chidima listened intently, but Emeka was more focused on the chickens outside. A sleek black car drove into the village square, turning heads. Stepping out was Chief Ease, a man in his early 40s, wearing a shining agbada with gold embroidery. His wristwatch sparkled, and his confident smile made everyone curious. Standing tall, Chief Ease addressed the crowd. "I am here to help your sons build a brighter future," he declared. "They will earn money to lift their families out of poverty. Who is ready to join me?" His voice boomed, leaving the villagers excited and hopeful. Emeka's eyes lit up as he heard Chief Ease's words. "Papa, can I go with him?" he asked that evening. Matsi Obi shook his head firmly. "No, my son. There is no shortcut to success." But Emeka's curiosity grew stronger. Later that night, Chidima sat beside Emeka. "You must listen to Papa," she said softly. "Not all that glitters is gold." But Emeka only laughed, brushing off her words. Ignoring his family's warnings, Emeka sneaked out the next evening. He joined a small group of boys at Chief Ease's car. "You made the right choice," the man said with a sly smile. The next morning, Chidima realized Emeka was gone. She searched frantically around the house and questioned the neighbors. Her heart sank when she heard whispers of boys leaving with Chief Ease. The boys traveled far, eventually arriving at a hidden compound in the city. The glamour Chief Ease had promised was nowhere to be seen. Instead, they were locked in a small dirty room. Chief Ease's kind demeanor disappeared. "You belong to me now," he said coldly. The boys were forced into hard labor, carrying heavy sacks, and working in dangerous conditions. Chidima refused to give up. She approached the village elders and told them everything. "We must find my brother and the others," she pleaded. The elders agreed to act swiftly. Matsi Obi and the elders worked with the police to plan a rescue mission. They used a trader's information to locate Chief Ease's operation in the city. Disguised as potential partners, the rescuers set a trap for Chief Ease. When he arrived for the meeting, the police surrounded him and arrested his guards. Emeka and the other boys were freed and reunited with their families. Tears of relief flowed as Matsi Obi embraced his son. "I'll never disobey you again, Papa," Emeka sobbed. The villagers gathered in the square that evening to celebrate the boys' safe return. Drums beat rhythmically as women sang and danced. Matsi Obi thanked the elders, the police, and everyone who had supported the mission. Emeka sat beside Chidima after the celebrations. "I should have listened to you," he said, his voice low with guilt. Chidima smiled warmly. "What matters is that you're home and safe, Emeka. Always trust Papa's wisdom." The next morning, Matsi Obi addressed the villagers again. "We must teach our children the dangers of deceitful promises," he said. "Let this be a lesson to all of us." His words carried wisdom and strength, resonating with everyone present. Meanwhile, Chief Ease was brought before the local court. His confident smile was gone, replaced by fear. The judge, a stern woman, sentenced him to 20 years in prison for human trafficking and exploitation. Back home, Emeka threw himself into his studies. He promised to work hard and make his family proud. His parents noticed the change in him and supported his every effort. Chidima, inspired by her brother's experience, told her father, "I want to be a teacher, Papa. I want to help children avoid such dangers and build their futures." Matsi Obi's heart swelled with pride. The elders, led by Matsi Obi, decided to start an education program for the children of Nkwere. They invited teachers from nearby towns and set up classes in the village square. Little Afani, too young for school, often wandered around the lessons, watching the older kids with wide eyes. "One day I will join you," he said proudly, making everyone laugh. Years passed and Emeka grew into a strong, hardworking young man. He graduated from school and started a small business selling farm tools, helping his family and neighbors alike. Chidimma achieved her dream of becoming a teacher. Her first classroom was simple, but her passion for teaching was unmatched. She became a beacon of hope for the children of Nkwere. The story of Chief Ease became a cautionary tale in Nkwere. Parents often reminded their children to beware of strangers offering easy paths to wealth. Nkwere grew stronger as a community, united by their shared experiences. The children's education became a priority, and their future shone brighter than ever. Emeka and Chidimma began working together, organizing workshops for the youth. "Knowledge is our greatest weapon," Chidimma would say, inspiring many. Years later, Ifani joined his siblings in their mission. "I want to be a doctor," he declared, determined to help his people. His ambition brought renewed hope to the family. Matsi Obi stood once again under the village tree, addressing a new generation of parents. "Teach your children the value of hard work, honesty, and education," he said. "Together we can build a future where no child is lost to false promises." Ifani worked tirelessly, studying by lantern light each night. His dedication paid off when he earned a scholarship to study medicine in the city. His family celebrated his success with pride. Before Ifani left for the city, the entire village threw a farewell party. "Remember us when you become a big doctor," joked an elder, making everyone laugh. The city was a new world for Ifani, bustling streets, tall buildings, and endless noise. But he focused on his studies, determined to succeed and return home as a doctor. Chidimma wrote to Ifani often, sharing updates about the village and their work with the children. "We are all proud of you," she wrote in every letter. Emeka and Chidimma decided to build a small clinic in the village. "When Ifani comes back, he'll have a place to help the people," they agreed. Years later, Ifani graduated as a doctor. His family traveled to the city to celebrate with him. "You've made us so proud," Matsi Obi said, tears in his eyes. Ifani returned to Nkwere, welcomed by a parade of singing and dancing villagers. The small clinic Emeka and Chidimma built was ready for him to start his work. Ifani's first patient was an elderly woman who had walked miles to see him. "Thank you, doctor," she said after her treatment. "You are a blessing to us all." Word spread quickly about the new doctor in Nkwere. Patients came from nearby villages, grateful for Ifani's kindness and skill. Emeka and Chidimma expanded their youth program, teaching life skills and promoting health awareness. "Education and health go hand in hand," Chidimma said at every meeting. Ada watched her children thrive with quiet joy. "All my sacrifices were worth it," she thought, sitting under the mango tree where her family often gathered. With the help of donations and support from villagers, the clinic expanded, adding new equipment and space for more patients. Children in Nkwere grew up dreaming of becoming teachers, doctors, and leaders. Emeka, Chidimma, and Ifani's story inspired them all. One day, the governor visited Nkwere to see the remarkable changes. "This is a model for other villages," he said, promising further support. In the evenings, the family still gathered under the mango tree, sharing stories and laughter. Their bond remained unbreakable, strengthened by their shared journey. Matsi Obi grew older, but his wisdom continued to guide the community. His legacy was not just his family but the entire village's growth and unity. The once small village of Nkwere had transformed into a thriving community. Education and health became its foundation, paving the way for a brighter future. Ada looked at her children and said, "The most important thing we can give our children is love, guidance, and the courage to dream." Chidimma, Emeka, and Ifani began mentoring the next generation of leaders, ensuring that Nkwere's progress would never stop. "To every parent," Matsi Obi said, addressing the village one last time, "raise your children with love and wisdom. They are the seeds of tomorrow." Thank you for joining us on this magical journey through the heart of the village. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this tale with your friends.